Hello everybody and welcome to my little demo of Civilization 5 Brave New World. This is one of my all-time favorite games actually, and I wanted to introduce it to you. So this video is for all of you out there who have never played a Civilization game before, who don't know anything about it. If you have played it before, this is going to turn rather boring for you probably, just because I'm going to introduce a little bit the basic game mechanics and try to explain why this is actually a really great game. So to start off, what is Civilization 5 Brave actually? It falls into the category of 4X games, where the 4X stand for explore, expand, exploit, and exterminate. So this basically pictures the 4 phases or stages each game will go through in these kind of games, and Civilization has a very long tradition in these kind of in this genre. It's basically the mother of the global strategy games. So a little disclaimer: some of you might be wondering why I'm not demoing here Civilization 6, the successor to Civilization 5. Well, the answer is easy. Civilization 5 is just a way better game. Way more polished. It's and one big factor for me as a single player is actually the AI. The Civilization 6 AI is very weak, doesn't pose any challenge whatsoever. So there's actually, I don't know, I found it pretty stale pretty quickly, even though I've played a couple of 100 hours. It's nothing compared to Civilization 5, especially with a community patch. There things get really difficult starting from King if you don't exploit heavily. Anyway, enough talk. Let's set up a game here. So as I said, we're going to play a single player game. This is a sandbox kind of game, so I have already done a couple of settings here. I'm playing a random leader. There you basically take helm of one of a number of different civilizations, so you get one assigned randomly. The map type will be generic, randomly generated. I have a continent type of map, meaning that the map generator will generate a number of big land masses with some oceans in between them. And then the map size is huge. That's the biggest size. We have 12 AI players and 24 city-states, which is basically a minor civilization. Difficulty setting is King, is 1 above average. That's already a pretty nice challenge actually here. And the game pace is currently at Epic, but I'm going to set it at Standard. The difference will be just how fast you progress through time and basically through your research. So I go set it to Standard so you can see a little bit more throughout my gameplay. And just let's start and start the game. Let's see what kind of civilization will be assigned to me. I'm going to be the French Empire and Napoleon.
First Consul and Emperor of France, Napoleon I, ruler of the French people. France lies at the heart of Europe. Long has Paris been the world center of culture, arts and letters. Although surrounded by competitors and often enemies, France has endured as a great nation. Its armies have marched triumphantly into battle from one end of the world to the other, its soldiers and generals among the best in history. Napoleon Bonaparte. France yearns for you to rebuild your empire, to lead her once more to glory and greatness, to make France once more the epicenter of culture and refinement. Emperor, will you ride once more against your foes? Can you build a civilization that will stand the test of time?
Yeah, we'll see if we can. Vive la France! We're going to play French. So, what is the speciality of French? As you can see, it's a civilization that's built around culture. It will boost my culture quite a lot, and production. Special units is the Musketeer. It's a mid-game unit that becomes available in the Gunpowder Age. pretty powerful, and a chateau, which can be built decent to a luxury resource and will give me a defense bonus and stuff. Alright, okay, let's begin our journey. So this is how the whole thing starts. You start out with a settler. Settlers can be used to build cities, and you have one military unit, which is a warrior. We're starting out in the ancient times, 4,000 years before the birth of Jesus Christ. So, but don't be shocked by this number. Actually, years progress pretty fast in the beginning of the game. So let me explain the UI a little bit. As you can see, we have Fog of War. This is just the little speck of land we can see here right now. We have unit information on the left hand side. We have our map here and what's current, the queue, what's happening, the action queue. And on the side we have our quick menu, we have research info. Agriculture has been researched just at the beginning. We have a unit list. There's not much actually to show right now. City list, no cities right now. Resource list, no resources. We have nothing here really right now, but this is that. And then you have also here a little bit additional information for different infographics, information panels, but these are, I'll explain them when we get to them. Then we have corporation monopolies, it's not worth it. Social policies, which I come to as well, and the culture overview and diplomacy. Alright, let's look at the map. The first thing you'll probably see is we have these hex fields. So the whole world is separated in these little hex fields, and every hex field has a different property. As you can see, this is a coast. Coast has, you see this little apple symbol there, it gives 2 food. Now we have here, let's see here, the forest and plains, it's 1 food and 2 production actually, if I would exploit it. And then we have here a luxury resource, actually gems. We need mining for that as a research to exploit it, 2 fine. So you can see it also gives 2 food, 1 production and 1 gold. This one as well. So let's say we need a calendar here. This is actually luxury resources. If you exploit these luxury resources, you get happiness, which is a pretty important resource. But first, this is turn-based. So first I do my turn, and then the AI is round when I finish my turn. But first things first, let's found a city right here where we are, Paris. Well, it's not really known for being a coastal city, but this being a randomly generated map, Paris can be a coastal city. So now I have built my first city. Paris has actually 1 population. It gains 8, takes 8 food. To grow to 2 population, and the little star shows that it's my capital, and this is the defense value here. And then we have this kind of border here. This shows my area of influence, actually my empire borders. Everything that's in the in this city's vicinity can be exploited and used to basically boost food production. Like economic production and money and research. All right. What else do we have? Well, now we have a panel over here. We have research. We have gold. We have trade units and trade routes. I don't have anyone. Our happiness, very, very important. Points to golden ages. Then we have our culture, our tourism value, faith, and number of military units we can hold. We can have a maximum of 9. So as I said, happiness is very important in this game. It's a core mechanic. So you need to keep your citizens happy at all times. If they grow unhappy, your whole empire will suffer. First a little bit in terms of production, research and so on will be slower, but if it gets really bad, they will revolt, and bad things can happen. Golden ages are basically you collect points if you reach the needed number, a golden age will start, and everything will be boosted. Your whole civilization will be boosted for a number of turns. The culture actually is needed to produce social policies. Social policies are a kind of research. We come to get later on to that screen. It's also very important. And tourism will also later on influence your impact on the world stage. And faith is for religion and accumulating and improving your religions or your religion. Okay, first things first, here's what we need to do. We need to select a research we want to go for. For that, I'm going to have a look at the research tree. Now, as you can see, there's lots and lots to be researched. As we said, we start in the ancient area, and this goes to the classical area, then to the medieval era, Renaissance, industrial, modern, atomic, information era. So as we cross this line, we get into the next era. And these are all the different research I can undertake, and each research will offer me a couple of bonuses. So if I research the wheel, for example, I get a chariot archer to build. I can build a council, which boosts my research. It will reveal bananas on the map, another resource I can exploit, and it helps. It will, of course, because it's the wheel, I can learn through that to construct a road. Now, first thing first is before I choose what kind of research I want to go into, I look at my field here. I see we have two things that require calendar. We don't have fish here, so so I can exploit that right now. And we have gems very close by. And gems is, or you can exploit already if you have mining, and mining is actually pretty close by for us. It's the next tech here. So I go with this as mining, because I hope in 13 turns my borders will have expanded here to this one, to this place, and then I can start exploiting that. Okay, so we have chosen a research. Now we come to the construction. How does construction work? Only cities can construct stuff. Every city can construct exactly one thing at a time, either a unit or a building or something else, different others. So we have a couple of things here. We can build a building that will boost our culture, or we can build a building that will boost our faith, or we can build a worker to improve our tiles here, or a scout to explore, or a warrior. So I'm going to go with scout right now, because we first need to see what's around us. So scout seems to be a reasonable choice here. Now we have so as you can see, I've done everything I can do. I've chosen research. We're building something. All our units have moved. Now our turn is over, and I switch to the next turn. And the players will. There we go. Somebody already founded a pantheon. It's a religion. The first step to a religion. So, all right, let's go here. One thing you will notice. These units, they have 2 movement points, but through forests and over hills this will be reduced to half, so they can move only 1 field. If this were plains, they can move 2. The scout actually ignores field penalties. He can walk always 2 fields. Next turn. There we go. There. So now we have built a scout. There it is. And let's start moving the other to the east and see what's there. Okay, we have finished protection, and he tells us we have something we can build. So I'll go. Next, I'm going to have him build a shrine, actually, because I want to produce faith as quickly as possible, so I get a religion, or at least a faith. Oh, surprise, surprise! We seem to be here at a very small, at the corner of a map. Let's see, oh, no, it's next turn. And so I've moved with my scout here on this hill because that will improve our area sight. We can look farther when we are on hills. So, and what we have explored here, we've seen we have ancient ruins, and if you explore them, go in them and loot them, you'll get a random bonus. Very important at the beginning. There can be really nice things in there. All right, next turn. Oh, no, William of the Netherlands.
Ik ben Willem van Oranje, stadhouder over de Nederlanden. Behoeft gij iets? Mij staat nog veel te doen.
Yeah, really nice gimmick. All these leaders actually speak in their actual language, have a little thing to say. I like these little details. Okay, so we have met our first AI player. There's not much we can do here. There's the diplomacy screen. We can either go ahead and declare war right away, which is not a very smart thing to do. We can initiate trade with them. So we put something on the table, they put something on the table, and we propose it. Either they refuse or accept. There's not much we can offer right now. We can demand stuff from him, give me money or something that will make him unhappy. We can discuss things like denounce him. We can tell him he's a bad guy. He won't like that either. Or we can offer him friendship, which he probably won't accept right now because they don't know us yet. And we can warn them not to settle any cities, new cities nearby us. It's kind of a warning, not very friendly either. So I say goodbye, and he actually grabbed that ruins from me. So yeah, too bad. Let me go straight down here so he doesn't actually steal more stuff from us. So interesting. It's continuing here. Moving south as well. Straight south. It seems to continue here. It's not the end as I thought. These maps are randomly generated, so you never know what you get really. Oh, there we have some combat there. Will be most likely some barbarians. Barbarians are not allied with any player. They have barbarian camps where they spawn regularly and terrorize unsuspecting travelers and cities. They can get quite nasty if you don't check them in, especially if the setting is on raging barbarians. But we don't have that right now, so it's just a little playthrough to show you all the different how this works. Alright, Paris has grown. We now have 2 citizens. Let's have a closer look at Paris right now. So what we see here on the left side again is the detailed production overview. We'll see it has 2 citizens. It takes 12 more turns to get another citizen. We generate 2.1 food right now. We have 6 production, produce 8 gold, 6.68 science, and no additional happiness, faith, or tourism. 1 culture, and our border of the city, this one, will grow in 12 turns, and we'll get this tile here. Then we have citizen management. Right now it's on default, but I could tell my citizen, the 2 citizens I have, they are working a field. I could tell them to work on a different field. The AI will favor food in the beginning, so your city will grow faster, and we'll just stick to that right now. I'm not going to fiddle with this yet. No, it's not important right now. Alright, so this is the city overview. You can change your production here as well, or you can invest some money and buy or boost buildings. Yeah. Alright, let's go return to the map. And a unit needs orders. That's our warrior here. Oh, let's see. Interesting how this map develops there. We have lots of forests here. It's pretty bad for movement actually. But you can actually remove forests as well later on. Okay, I'll continue. Okay, went down there as well. Let's see. Now this rune nobody will steal from us, hopefully. Okay, next turn. Come on, come on. What will it be? Will it be riches? Will it be cultural artifacts? We have found cultural artifacts which are your citizens. Wonderful. So we got a boost in culture. We found 15 culture, which is pretty nice. So next turn we'll have 25 of 25, and then we gain a social policy. Very good. Right. I think there is a dead end down there, so I'll look over there and see where the Netherlands have settled. And there we are. Now we can adapt our first policy. Social policies are a little bit like research. They kind of help define your civilization. You're not set on a fixed path. You can always decide what kind of strategy you want to play. Right now, in the early stages of the game, we only have three different social policies available. We have tradition, which focuses on building monuments and basically boosting your cities. Then we have progress, which will help grow your cities and actually expand your empire. Then we have authority, which boosts your military. And then we have a couple of other stuff that will be unlocked in later stages. Then there are also ideologies that come in the modern era, industrial and modern era. So right now we can't do that much there. So we have our first social policy. Now we have to decide what we will go for, if we go for tradition, progress, or whatever. I'll try to expand my empire now as quickly as possible, so I'll choose the progress tree here. Progress will give me 30 science when a citizen is born, and I get additional culture when a technology is researched, which fits pretty well with France actually, as they are a culture-focused civilization. There we go. All right. That unit needs orders and barbarians. So I'm going to move. Actually, I'm on a mountain right now. It's a hill. Hill give defensive bonuses, so I just stay here and wait for the barbarian to attack me, which should prove pretty painful for them. Okay, wonderful. Now we have plains. That's very good, interesting. And we have tea here, a new resource we didn't have. There's more silk, so we have lots of silk on this side. So there's a nice change there. Wonderful. Okay, next turn. Unit promotion. This is another feature. Your units actually gain levels, and with each level they gain a promotion, and you can choose in which direction you want to develop these units. So it's worth to try to help your to have your units survive as long as possible, so they can get more powerful with time. I'll choose survivalism here, which gives him extra health, and he will also a boost in defense. So that's pretty nice for somebody who is far away from home, so he can heal himself. I think here is a border that could be already our Dutch friend. We also need to see in which direction do we want to actually expand our empire. always looking out for next good spots to settle a new city, and usually you don't want to be keep some space between your cities. Ideally 5 fields is a good number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But it's always good also to be on the seaside and to have a river. River are pretty beneficial because they provide additional food. So I think if I build a city, I'm going to settle somewhere here. We'll see. We don't have any settlers yet. Next turn. And there they attack us. Die! So we did 60 damage and we only received 14. So there you can already see the massive bonus you get from defending from a hillside. And this is how combat actually works here. You have a couple of units that are ranged. So if I have 2 melee units here and a ranged unit behind here, I can fire at him without him being able to retaliate, which gives this game actually quite some tactical depth. So I'll stay here. He's probably not going to attack me next round, but if he is stupid enough, he's going to die. So we'll continue to stay here. 45. And yeah, this is orange, and this is quite surely, and he has also amber. Nice. This is the Dutch. So this is our next closest competition right now. We're not going to, basically this is an empire, we simulate empires, so we are going to compete over land. So who's going to settle faster? See. We'll see. Oh, there's the attack. Oh, and there's already the next barbarian.
But
So,
not its mineral rights.
wonderful. We have researched mining. So now we can build a well, which will help food and production. We have stone as revealed the resource, and we construct a mine. This is very nice. So maybe have some stone here close by. Nope. Here's some stone over here. This is interesting. Along with a T. This would be a nice spot to place a city. Alright. What do we research next? Let's open the tech tree here. We don't have any, reveals cattle and horses on the maps. And settlers. Actually, I'm going for pottery now because I want to show you how settlers work. Okay. One word about victory conditions. You might have asked, okay, now how do I win this game? Of course you can. There are a number of ways to win this game. There is pure domination. Become the most powerful, militarily powerful civ in the game. Vanquishing your foes, and basically become the #1 civilization in terms of military might. You can also go for a science victory. For that you have to win the space race. The space race basically, let's look at our tech tree. If we go way to the information area, we'll see we can build, oh, it's already, where is it? Let me see, it has been a while. Where is our spaceship parts? There it is. So you can research basically the Apollo program, start space stations. You can build a spaceship for Alpha Centauri, and headed for Alpha Centauri. And if you build this to the end and start your spaceship, you will have achieved a science victory. You can also win through culture by befriending as becoming the most powerful culture in the world, befriending other civilizations, win through diplomacy by getting the United Nations behind you to support you as world leader. Yeah, that's basically the you can just buy victory points, collecting a certain set amount of points across all different areas that military, science, diplomacy, and culture, to collect enough points and win the game through that. All right, let's get back to our game. Let's see where he has settled. I haven't quite found his city yet. It must be somewhere there. Next turn, let's see. I have the next barbarian horde coming at us. Oh, I've built a little kind of a bottleneck there. And there we have Amsterdam. It has already 3 citizens compared to our 2. Okay. So we have built our what was it? Temple. So we get now faith. Next up, I think I'm going actually for this well, so we will grow faster. And again, the barbarians attack. And there's a unit promotion, we got experience, and I'm going to force shock. Right. Let's attack back for a change here. Yeah, get also defense bonuses. It's kind of blocking our way to the rest of the continent here. I think I'll turn here around and see what's up here. Go here. And the barbarian has fled. And now we've got him. Tried to flee here, the AI, because he saw that he can't win against us. Now he's trying to heal. Can't flee from us because we have zone of control. He can only move 1 field, so we get him next round for sure. He's probably going to attack us. We'll see. Alright. Nope. Goodbye. See the light of civilization through my club. Okay. And there spawned yet another one. So there is actually a barbarian camp over there. As soon as we've identified it and explained it a little bit, it's probably here, I'd say, because I saw him spawn here or here. So barbarian camps will spawn periodically new units that just fan out and attack whatever gets into their way. If they actually manage to capture a city, that city will become a barbarian city and spawn units as well. He's probably going to attack us. We might have to retreat. There we go. So I'm going to retreat as well, because I don't want to risk my unit. It's probably going to follow me just fine. There we are. We have researched pottery. Now we can build a granary, Stonehenge, which is a world wonder, and a settler. Right. Got more culture. Got 30%. Yes. Thank you. And up next, I'm going actually for animal. Here, my advisors suggest fish and an archer. DM. why not? Let's go with our advisors. See. Can get away there. The civilization has found the Netherlands. They've got, what do they worship right now? They've God of all creation. Gives them a boost for faith in the capital and culture and happiness, which is quite nice. Oh. There we are. We have actually we have barbarians coming, knocking on our door. This is a surprise. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to purchase a warrior. So we have some defense here. And so every city has a defense mechanism. As you can see, they will fight back and they have hit points. If the hit points are reduced to 0, the city will fall and be captured by the enemy, who will plunder it and raise it in the worst case. Haha. Okay. Yeah, but he did some damage nonetheless here. Kidnapped a couple of citizens. Arr. And now we have another mighty warrior here to defend Paris from barbarian invasions. And let's use him right now to chase that guy out of our country. Yeah. Haha! Vive la France! Die, peasant! Pretty tough, that guy. Alright. So that threat is eliminated. Okay. It's interesting how the continent develops here. We have little arms going up in here. We are pretty sure there's a barbarian camp here. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Gems are ours. So we should we need a worker. That's what I'm going to do next. So in 4 turns. And this guy can go back here maybe. There must have, if we saw the barbarian, he must have come from somewhere. And barbarian camps will spawn randomly if the area is in the fog of war. As we can see, we don't have any sight on what's happening here. We can only see what's highlighted. So I think a barbarian camp spawns somewhere here. We have to find it, destroy it. Otherwise, they'll keep harassing us. Okay, next turn. Let's keep exploring. No. Mightiest rulers in the world. Military power 103. Somebody has a lot of units. We are way on the bottom. But that is actually no surprise, because actually on King the AI gets a couple of units as a bonus at the beginning. And they're quite aggressive actually. So many will go for a military victory. Oh, lo and behold, another barbarian encampment. Now, our scouts are not really combat units, so I'm not going to try to rout them. It will end badly for me. As you can see, it will predict a minor defeat. I'm not going to fight them. I'm going to run and fight another day. Oh, and he actually spawned an archer unit here. It's time to say goodbye here as quickly as possible. And I have the feeling I should build a couple more units. Actually, we're going to research an archer. And as soon as we got them, that's a very good defensive unit. Alright, I'm going to end this little let's play right now. And we'll start continue tomorrow, and hopefully I can show you how to settle, to build a new settlement and expand your empire. Alright, still this is the early stages of the game. I hope it was interesting to you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Otherwise, see you next round. Bye bye.